Oh boy, did we get out of jail in this one. South Africa have leveled the series so far, and this was something that could have easily went the other way. We dug a massive hole for ourselves, and like a diglet um, in the cave on Pokemon. I don't know why I'm talking about Pokemon. It's because I'm currently playing it again, and probably it's in my head. But anyway, South Africa have been Yo, South Africa got out of jail. They literally got a jail at a free card in this particular one because of Tristan Stubbs ultimately with the bat. But what a game uh, for the neutral, I would guess, if you want to look at it that way. We have won the match and we have leveled the series 1-1 going into the Highveld games. So we got obviously one in Joburg and one in Centurion, where it should be a lot easier for both teams to have a lot more freedom with the bat. But South Africa in this one, they literally got over the line just. They just got over the line in this one. And it's something that we need to talk about because it is quite shocking that we saw from a batter's perspective again. Bowler's great, batter's poor, and we needed someone to bail us out. And unfortunately, it was unlucky for the guy that did it. But it's what is amazing from this is that the future is bright for South Africa. And I want to talk about one particular player. He's on the thumbnail of today's show because I've been very impressed with what I've seen from him since he's received his debut for South Africa. But before we get going, before we get started with today's show, there's something that I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to also smash the like button, share this video, but also once this video is finished streaming and we've ended the stream, go to the comment section, leave your thoughts in the comment section below as well. It really will help me out a hell of a lot if you do so too. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine Monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Kind of looking forward to chatting about this game with you guys. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin, and this is the show where we talk about everything that happened in the second T20I between South Africa and India. Wow, South Africa got out of jail. Like Monopoly, they got a jail at a free card today to be able to get this victory over the line. But what took place in this match? Let's start talking about it. First and foremost, South Africa were brilliant with the ball. Janssen and Coetzee with the new ball were absolutely fantastic. And not only that, the change-up was great too with Simelane. Those three bowlers actually were very, very important to South Africa because they had India down 3 for 15 after 3.6 overs. And that was almost the match, basically, because Sanju Samson, after scoring 100, the chances of him scoring a massive score again today would have been slim if you're going to take cricket into a perspective and you're going to take the chances. Those things don't happen often in cricket. It's very seldom. It's very rare. So Sanju Samson and Sharma and Yadav, those three bowlers were sent back to the pavilion or back to the dressing room after this 3.6 overs, and South Africa won top. But it didn't stop there because South Africa continued to take wickets. The next one out was Varma. Even though he got a 20 of 20, he got 1 4 and 1 6. Markram bowled himself, and it was a very good decision to bring himself into the attack with the ball. And he took a wicket. And then Peter with dismissed Aksa Patel to dismiss India 70 for 5 after 11.5 overs. And at that particular stage, it was a very good piece of fielding actually from Naba Peter, because got very low. He got low very quickly, and it just nicked his finger. And Aksa Patel was a little bit unlucky because he had the opportunity to really take this game away from South Africa. 27 of 21. He hit 4 fours in his innings, and he was really looking settled when that wicket fell. And then South Africa took another one just to strangle India by the 15th over, because normally in the 15th over or 16th over, that's when teams start to really kick off, really take off, and they try and accelerate the run rate and really put a lot of runs on the board. And it happens around about that stage in that part of the match, in the 16th over generally, or in the 15th. That's when teams really start to accelerate. They got Singh at the perfect time, 9 of 11. But Hardik Pandya really tried to play a very important knock here and kind of hold things together. He scored 39 of 45, 4 fours and a 6. And he was on the pathway of doing that. He was on the road of recovery for India, trying to just get things settled and get things solidified. But nobody supported him like he needed to really, so that he could kick on and really try and get there. But South Africa really bowled well at the death as well to restrict India to 124 for 6. Bar the last 3 deliveries, it was a very good penultimate over and a very good final over in today's match. Bowlers were excellent today. Marco Jansen 1 for 25, economy of 6.25. Kutsia identical to Marco Jansen, 1 for 25, economy of 6.25. And Team Lesemalani, brilliant bowling from him. 3 overs, 1 for 20, 6 for 66. I was really impressed with his pace. I was really impressed with his accuracy today and his consistency. Keshav Maharaj, 0 for 24, 6 economy rate. Also bowled really well, just couldn't get in the wickets. Markham, 1 for 4, the most economical bowler, 1 for 4 in 1 over, 4 economy rate. Did what he needed to do. Came in, took a wicket, stayed and was economical in that over. And that he did his job as a spinner today, as a part-time spinner in this team. And then, of course, Ngaba Peter, 1 for 20, 4 overs, bowled brilliantly. Was getting a bit of turn, but his flight through the air, that's what really catches these players out. And he got an economy of 5, second best figures from a bowler's perspective. So very good performance with the ball from a South African perspective. Much better than in the previous game. The lines and lengths were better. The consistency was a lot better. So overall, a brilliant bowling performance from South Africa. And with 124, 125 target to chase, I thought it was in the bag. That's why I put up my thumbnail at the innings break. Confident as hell. I was like, yeah, this is 1-1. Put up the thumbnail so that everybody can obviously have a look and see it and be ready for it. And then what the hell happened, guys? Collapses. It started off okay. Ryan Rickleton and Reza Hendricks were looking really good together. And then Ryan threw his wicket away, 13 of 11, 2 fours. And then what generally happens when one wicket falls, very shortly after another falls, Aiden Markin got hit in the helmet, in the head. And after that, he looked a little bit rattled. And he also had a dislocated finger from fielding early on in the game. But that's no excuse. Bowled by Varun. Clean bowled against spin, which is a shock to me because he's improved his game against spin. So it looked almost like the old Markram that used to get bamboozled by spin. So it was a little bit of a shocker for me to see him get this missed like that against the spin. And South Africa at that stage were 33 for 2. And then a collapse happened. Reza Hendricks, 44 for 3. He started off beautifully, 24 of 21, 3 fours and a 6. He was looking really good at the wicket. And then he just lost his. Also got bowled cleanly by Varun. Because Varun had an amazing bloody spell. That's the thing. Chakravarti had a brilliant spell. 5 foot 17, guys. 4.25 economy rate. He took out the heart and soul of the South African batting lineup. He dismissed all the danger men for South Africa. He dismissed Marco. I don't know. First and foremost, I don't know why they sent in Marco Janssen early. Maybe they wanted to test something and check something out to give him some batting time. It didn't work. It backfired. He was clean bowled by Chakravarti. And Klaasen was taken out by him and David Miller. Clean, easy. It was disgusting, actually, the way South Africa just collapsed to the spin over there. And the senior players collapsing. That makes it even worse. The players that are supposed to bail you out of trouble and get you out, bail you out when you're in trouble, completely collapsed. And then Andile Simalani came out to the middle, and he was looking like he was building a very good partnership with Tristan Stubbs, who was starting to get his eye in slowly but surely. He took South Africa from 66 for 666, devil's number there, I don't know why. That's crazy. And then to 786. That's crazy. So I don't know. This is probably something that Cape Townians will understand. David Miller was dismissed on 666, and Adila Sabalani was dismissed on 786. And 786 is a Muslim radio station in South Africa, in Cape Town. So that's madness that actually took place. Weird. But anyway, Andile Samalani took him to 87 for a 7, 86 for 7, sorry. And yeah, that was madness. Because that's when the game, my heart was in my throat. I was like, oh no, did I jinx them with a thumbnail? South Africa is in big trouble now, and we're heading into that danger zone that India found themselves in. The game was identical at this stage, almost. 15.4 overs. It was in the 16th over, that over that I was talking about, where they start to kick on. What happened? We lost another wicket. But then Gerald Kutsia came into the came into the wicket, and yes, with a 6, bang, bang. Fours, 2 4s, a 6, 19 of 9, a strike rate of 211.11. It woke up Tristan Stubbs. And Tristan, superb. Brilliant. Brilliant. 47 of 41 balls, 7 fours, a strike rate of 114.63, not that great over there, but he came to life towards the end of his innings. Absolutely fantastic composure by Tristan Stubbs. What have I always said? I want to see our batters stay in the middle and take us over the line, which some of our senior players have failed to do in the past. And a younger guy that's new to this team, that's becoming a proper star for South African cricket, took South Africa over the line here, took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, no way are we losing today. Not a bloody chance are we losing today. And won the game for South Africa. We ended up winning by 3 wickets. It was very, very close. But South Africa have leveled the series, and we are now sitting in a very good position going into the high felt. Johannesburg, Centurion coming. If I was South Africa, I would bat first in both of those games on the high felt and try and put a massive scores on the board. Really let your batters go out there and fly, because it gives you the biggest opportunity for all your batters to bat if you do have some wickets that fall, but it also gives you a chance for your opening partnership and your top 3 to really get themselves going and in form, etc., because they are struggling at the moment. We are struggling to build partnerships with our top 3 at the moment and lay foundations for the rest of the players. It's unfortunate that he went out for 40, that he was not out on 47 and didn't get his second another half century under his name in the T20 format. But this innings is always going to be remembered now. And I'm so happy for Tristan Stubbs. So, yeah, we got over the line there by the skin of our teeth. And that's where we are at the moment. So, let me get into the live chat and see what you guys have had to say. Waka says, morning everyone, 4-0 maybe, nail-biting game. He is a massive talent and future of our cricket legend, says Wakas. Amit says, I always found Kutsia's batting skills better than Janssen. Janssen just has long hands, giving him hitting power. Else, or giving him hitting power, or you could say prowess there as well. Else, Kutsia is clearly superior. I don't necessarily agree because I think that when you look at the first class level, Marco Janssen is a lot more technically gifted, I think, as a batter than Gerald Coetzee, and that's where you really test the batter's ability. Yes, maybe in a big hitting perspective, Gerald really has the ability in him to be able to do this. That's why I like the combination there at 7 and 8. Or even if it was 8 and 9, it would be even better with Somalani at 7. That three can be the future of South African cricket. Truly can. I'm so glad that we're not seeing Andile Pechlekwayo in the team when you have Andile Somalani. That's the big thing. Why does nobody tell me that my collar is not is weird? Sitting here on the video for 15 minutes and nobody says anything, eh? No, I'm just joking. Anyway, King James says Stubbs is a born winner. Some people just have it. Big match temperament. The composure is so key. Blood says Kutsia, man of the match. Waka says Ryan got too many opportunities now. We need to just persist with him. Tex says I want to blame class and it has his last over. It was his last over and still took him on. Miller got a good ball. Aiden and Klaassen should have taken the responsibility. I agree there 100%. M. Sabir Khan, Stubbs deserves all that money he gets. Dex says we need to invest in Marco and Gerald as generational all-rounders. Waka says Marco is not in Nick in T20s. Sabi says Piandir was terrible in the death. Blood says Stubbs is greater than ABD, Amla, Callis, Smith, Miller, and Klaassen. I like to see things like that. Sabir Khan says turned down all those singles, then did nothing. M. Sabir Khan says relax. Congratulations, Proteus says Wakar. Andile Simalani. Andile Sam. What does that mean? Am I an idiot? I don't know what that means. PBG3, looking at Andile Simalani, but relief, no chance to see Andile Pechlekwayo. Amit says Janssen has got potential to be perfect bowler. He's unnecessarily trying to be an all-rounder. Kutsia technique has been better since last 7 years. Amit says Kutsia should bat at number 7. Kutsia says masterclass. Sanjay says Kutsia and Stubbs are generational talents. Markram less said the better. Miller looks like age is catching up, and Klaassen is looking so rusty. That's why it's so key that we find another big hitting 6 or something. A big hitting number 6. Crazy shots by Proteas batsman Stubbs and impetus from Kutsia saved the day, 100%. Sarath says, I wonder what happened to Klaassen. He doesn't seem like the one we all know. I mean, every player goes through a dip in form. He will get his form back up again at some point. Sarath says, Kutsia can turn out into bowling all-rounder bonus wise. Pratik says there has to be a plan for Proteas to tackle Varun Chakrabarti. What happened today was crazy. It's always some mystery spinner. It's mystery spinner, or some spinner from India that comes to our home ground and makes us look like flipping amateurs. In my time, skills, I'm telling you, Khalid, every time in chat, 789, Mulder, Marco, Kutsia will give us 5 ICC titles in a row. If not, surely 2026 World Cup. Salas is not sure what to do with Markram. Maybe need to move on from him. I don't know what's happening with him. Really, I don't. And if this was Temba Bavuma, he would have been crucified right now. People would have been complaining about him for days, and he would have been completely abused in chats all over social media and etc. Sarath says maybe Bedingham and Brzezinski should be considered to play T20. Let's see how they do in the SA20 this season. PBG3 says Aiden should get his form in longer format before T20. Should try to get T20. Should try to get 20 to 30 singles in double 20 to 30 in singles or doubles. Amit says Markram gives results with bat when he focuses on just one format. Maybe you should retire from one format, which should be tests, as his bowling is handy in white ball and he's T20 captain. No ways in hell must he do that. His best format is Test cricket, in my opinion. I wouldn't want to see him retire from Test now, so early in his career when he has so many runs still to score. Sanjay said Brevis and Predzi can't be bat worse than Markram. In White Times 2023, Markram was SA's best all format batter, and here he comes to what? 24 what? 24 for one. I want to see. I don't know what you're saying there, bro. Sarah says, if only Brevis got the backing that Peter is getting. Huh? Be patient with Brevis because Brevis will come in as either an open or a number three in this team. And at the moment, he's not gonna. Aiden Markram is keeping him out actually, and Tristan Stubbs ultimately to an extent, or maybe Ryan Rickleton. So they're going to have to make a decision there, and Riza Hendricks. But he hasn't been in the best T20 form when it comes to domestic tournaments. So let's see what he does in the SA20 this year, because it's a big SA20, I think, for Deva Brevis and his career. Wilbur says, the perfect Sunday, Manu, Springboks, and Proteas win. Come on, yes, Manu. That was the perfect weekend. It is the perfect weekend right there. I kind of messed it up a bit by watching Venom. You guys stay tuned. I'll do a review of that bloody film on my other channel. So please go and subscribe to my other channel. It's my name and my surname, Khalid Moeddin. And you'll maybe see what I thought about that bloody movie. Yo, I was angry last night. Wonder Boy says, Khalid, why is Aiden Markram not getting the same abuse in social media, the same as the former captain? Talk about double standards. Exactly. That's what I just spoke about earlier on. PBG3 says, Klaasen and Miller looks out of touch. Need form before Champions Trophy. In what time says, I said, here comes 2024 for him. You see, the only reason I'm not going to mention that, the only reason I'm not going to mention that, man, the only reason I'm not going to mention the whole thing about Aiden Markram is because I believe it's a wrong way to approach criticism of players, the way people treat Pavuma. So just because they treat Pavuma badly doesn't mean they must now go and treat another player badly as well. So I don't want to promote that. I don't want to promote that type of abuse. I'm very much against that type of abuse. So I'm not going to promote it at all because that's not the way things should be. And so I'm not going to be the one to talk about it. I'll mention the fact that this is ridiculous, that people are people are quiet on social media. I don't want to spread that hatred. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not going to be the guy that's going to be talking about it so much. Guys, if you want to, this is my link to my other channel. So if you guys want to, I see someone asked for it. Yeah, Sanjay asked for it over here. So I'm getting still to that question. I don't want to read too much far ahead. Tristan Stubbs is not the next big thing for South Africa. PBG3 says, let's Brevis focus on longer format. Need Donovan Ferreira in the next game. Marcus Georges, is Brevis picked in IPL this year? Well, I don't know. Actually, I actually don't know. I've given a link to my other channel. This is the link over here, guys, if you want to see. If you want to subscribe, I review movies, music, Manchester United, and series. Pratik says, I have not seen a player who looks like Rolls Royce while he is at the crease and then just finds a way of going out. That's Markram for you. Just think he needs a bit of a break before the test at home. Kutsia will get some big bucks at the auction. Sarath says, we should have played more ODIs at this point, considering Champions Trophy around the corner. When it comes to ODI, we still don't have the clarity on our best 11. That is quite pretty. Um, Thank you very much. Paul Sterry says Proteas cannot chase. We made heavy weather of the target. That's why it was good that we decided to chase maybe perhaps again because we struggle with the chase. So now it's important for us to get used to that. And in a series like this, is the perfect time to try and get that sorted out. The more we chase under pressure, the better we'll become. Sanjay says, got the link, Harley. Thanks for subscribe. Thank you very much, bro. Amit says, why is Rickleton good in domestic but poor international level, irrespective of form? It happens. The step up from international, domestic to international is completely different. I've always spoken about this. That's why our newer players are always going to need time to settle in. They're not going to hit the ground running immediately. They're going to need time to settle in and get used to everything first. So we need to give our players the time for that. Pratik says, where do we think the next game on 13th is going with the series at 1-1? You see, when you're playing in the high felt, it can go anywhere, anyway. It depends what wicket they give at the ground. So this could easily be a 2-2 draw, ultimately. It could very easily be that. And I'd be happy with that result, to be honest. I'd be ecstatic with a win, but I'll accept a 2-2. Fulber says, what are your thoughts on sending Janssen up the order? I didn't like that decision at all. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. If I'm going to try to make sense of it, it was probably just to give him some chance to bat um, with a little bit more. They maybe wanted to see him have a little bit more time and see what he can do. He has the ability. I've seen him come into innings with a team down and save teams in the SA20, at SEC. Maybe they wanted to give him the chance to be able to do something like that, but he didn't take advantage of it. In White Times Square says, every time I feel Rickerton's first innings away to conquer international cricket. Yeah, he's one innings away to conquer international cricket. Any changes you think in the next game? Yes, I wouldn't play two spinners in the next game. So they need to make a decision there between Ngaba Peter and Keshav Maharaj. And I think they will bring in Neil Bartman on those wickets. So I think there will only be a change maybe in the bowling department. I think in the batting department, this will be the lineup, to be honest with you. PBG3 says, Khalid, what happened to Sanju and Janssen in last game? Some heated conversation. Janssen is very calm guy. He got Sanju's wicket. In what I'm saying is, I will play Batman for Maharaj. Maharaj doesn't need time. Peter does. That's a valid point. Amit says, will pitchers behave similar in tests against Sri Lanka? Similar like this? No, it will be completely different, I think. We've got a call on the line. Safraz is with us. Welcome to the show, bro. What would you like to say?
Thank you for welcoming me. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations on the second T20 win. I mean, what a player Christian Stubbs is turning out, man. I mean, what a stellar year he's having. ODI first made in ODI century, first made in Test century, now mass saving runs. I mean, this guy, I think so. I think South Africa has found the perfect all format batter, I believe. And it's good to see, Marco Jansen and Jal Kutse back also. I mean, the way they're performing, they were taking wickets. I think so. South Africa has a problem, that too of a good problem also, regarding the all rounders. You have uh, Marco Jansen, you have Jal Kutse, and then you have Vian Mulder. I mean, both of those three guys are such a good, all rounders. So it's a good problem to have, I think so. And it's also good news for the upcoming test series. And but the thing is that, no doubt, okay, I think so. India, I think so, didn't play well. As an Indian, I'm saying this. I think so. Today, South Africa actually bowled well, economically into crucial wickets. I thought that, it will be a very easy game for South Africa, to chase the target. But I think so. I'm very proud of the Indian players. They gave their fight. Bron Chakraborty, especially, I mean, he has been hyped as a great spinner. I think so. He showed it out, and he lived up to the expectation. I hope to see him in other Indian squads. Anyways, so coming to the point, regarding the test series, okay, hopefully it doesn't happen in the same ground. I hope that they prepare a way, a ground that suits the
Mm,
suits the qualities of the South African players against Sri
mm,
Lanka, because see, Sri Lanka's spinners are pretty good, and if this is how it plays out when Sri Lanka comes to South Africa, then it will be a huge issue. So that the creators have to do a good job of ensuring that that pitch is suited to the the qualities of the SA players, and also a pace friendly one. Not the pace also, but a balance between pace and betting also.
mm. That's what the coach asked for. I mean, he said it in his press conference. He said that he prefers wickets that are equal for batters and for bowlers, and he thinks if wickets are equal for both sides, he feels that South Africa always have the edge in those type of games, and that's when they'll play their best cricket apparently. So that's what I'm hoping for: equal batting and bowling pitches. Because yeah, we've got some very talented players, and just to add to your point over there about Tristan Stubbs. Not only is Tristan Stubbs, I know, thank you for coming and calling in, Sarfaraz. Not only is Tristan Stubbs a all format player, he also is the player that I feel can take our cricket into the new age, because he really does represent what I spoke about so many times. He has that perfect balance between being able to adapt his game to any situation. And that's what I love about Tristan Stubbs the most, because I say the South African batter, naturally they play attacking when their eyes in and they get used to for them to themselves. They are naturally attacking. And Tristan Stubbs is exactly the benchmark, I feel, for the next generation. Let me just get some final quotes, comments in over here if there aren't any more callers. Um, PBG3 says Donovan should be included in the next game. Pratik says, yeah, especially in conditions that he's very familiar with. That would be a brilliant opportunity to get him into form. Pratik says, would be interested to know who are the next in line players for Klaasen and Miller. I'd also like to know who that is. We'll have to see who puts up their hands in the SA20 this season, if it's anybody from a South African standpoint, because majority of the owners have bought players that can do that role. Waka says Stubbs is our baseball. Stubbs ball. Uh, BBG3 says Markham should take a break and prepare for red ball. Perhaps he should. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in and for all the comments in the live chat. I really enjoyed today's episode. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new, and click that notification bell for all future videos. Please smash the like button, share this video with everybody as well. But also, once we've ended the stream, please comment in the comment section below on YouTube. It really helps the video spread. And I'll try to interact with as many comments as I possibly can, if it is something that I need to respond to. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys again very soon with another live show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening and the start of your week. Peace out.